you're watching our big poll of poll coverage here on NDTV. I'm Maria Shakil. My colleague Vedant is right there with all the numbers. Of course, that is the projection that is coming in. Let's put a big caveat now, Vedant. There are a number of pollsters who are yet to release their numbers, but Dainik Bhaskar, Dhruv Research, People's Pulse, Republic, Bharat Matriz are all giving Haryana to the Congress party. Dainik Bhaskar, People's Pulse, these are the two agencies which have released numbers for Jammu and Kashmir. They are giving Jammu and Kashmir convincingly to the Congress NC alliance. Vedant, a quick wrap of how the pollsters are suggesting. What are they saying?
Absolutely, Mario. So let's look at the big numbers, starting with Dainik Bhaskar. Of course, if you look at all the pollsters so far, they have given a 40 to 52 range, most of them to the Congress, a decisive lead there, way beyond the majority mark to the Congress. For the BJP, 15 to 29 is what Dainik Bhaskar says. Dhruv Research says 22 to 32. And this pollster is also giving the maximum number of seats to the Congress, 50 to 64. As far as People's Pulse is concerned, a similar range there, 20 to 32 for the BJP, 49 to 61 for the Congress, and Republic Bharat is giving 80 to 24, the lowest number of seats perhaps in the pollsters so far to the BJP, and 55 to 62 to the Congress. Of course, as we're discussing the regional players, is it end of road for INLD and JJP? Well, for the JJP, going it alone this time, not an alliance with the BJP, it's mostly zero in 3 of the 4 pollsters. So the JJP is not opening its account according to 3 of the pollsters. For the INLD plus, Republic Bharat is giving 3 to 6 as far as Haryana is concerned. So only pollsters giving some number of seats there to INLD. But let's take a look at that graphic as to how pollsters in the past have gotten it wrong.
Naturally, yes. Vedant, you know, because we always put this caveat, these are exit polls, not the actual results. The results will be on October 8th, so we'll be waiting for that. But these are the numbers which show the direction of how the people in these states have voted. But yes, the pollsters have got it wrong several times.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, if we can have that graphic up now on how the pollsters in the past also have gotten it wrong. In fact, if you look at Haryana in 2019, what the poll of polls seem to have suggested was that the Congress is getting 15 seats and the BJP 65, but it was a much tighter contest, both in terms of seats and vote shares. The actual result was 40 for the BJP, 31 for the Congress. And if you look at the 2024 Lok Sabha polls as well, some of the pollsters for Haryana had suggested a much closer contest, though it wasn't as far as the BJP and the Congress is concerned. So of course, Maria, as you were saying, a lot of health warnings there. Pollsters have gotten it wrong. Of course, a more recent example is what happened in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, where even the pollsters couldn't predict the extent of the BJP majority as far as those 2 states were concerned.
Okay, I'm going to go straight to Srinagar. And Akhilesh ji, my colleague, is joining me here in the studio. We have Neerja Chaudhary as well. Akhilesh ji, a quick word first on the numbers that we are seeing with regards to Haryana. BJP would be worried?
Of course, it will be worried because it is there in power for the past 10 years now. And BJP was facing anti-incumbency, there's no doubt about it. Because we have seen that how the way the central leadership of the BJP responded as far as the campaign in Haryana is concerned. Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi had only 4 rallies in Haryana. If you include Amit Shah's rallies also, then total 14 rallies were done by them. There was no road show by either of them. It also shows that how BJP was very careful not to have the central leadership projected as a face in the assembly leadership, because they knew somewhere that something was missing. Because the indication was there in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections where the BJP lost 5 seats. So BJP was, of course, aware that it could face major anti-incumbency there. And of course, the exit polls are suggesting that.
So exit polls suggesting what was being seen, Neerja Chaudhary, by reporters on ground. Whoever went in both these, one union territory and the other state, they saw this happening. It's also a reflection or carrying forward, many would say, of how the Lok Sabha results in these states have been.
That's right. It is in line with that. Yes, number one. Number two, you're right. The reporters who went there, it was not only the political parties privately telling you, whether it was the BJP telling you privately, or the regional parties telling you privately, or the Congress telling you privately, or that this was the way the wind was blowing. But also, I believe the BJP had done its internal surveys, and they too indicated numbers of this kind. So all 3, yes, it seems this time the exit polls seem to be on the right track, at least indicating which way the wind is blowing.
So we'll wait for 8th still to see whether how have the reporters, various analysts like you, Nirja, and also the pollsters are fared. Going straight to Srinagar, where Nazir, my colleague, is joining us live. Nazir, you have a special guest. Over to you, Nazir. How are these numbers being looked at by the Member of Parliament there with you?
Well, Maria, thank you very much. And these are just, as we know, exit polls, not the actual results. And we'll wait for the 8th. But clearly, it creates a lot of interest when there are exit polls. And people have been speculating in Jammu and Kashmir since the elections were over. But we had to wait here for several days because of the Haryana polls today. And I'm joined by Aga Ruhullah, National Conference leader and MP from Srinagar. You may have heard some indications. All the exit polls have not come out so far, but those who are coming are indicating National Conference Congress is ahead. But clearly not everybody is saying it's absolute majority.
Well, it's a good sign, and I think it's in line with what I felt on ground because I campaigned through the length and breadth of the valley. But it's exit poll after all. We would wait for the actual poll actual results to come out. But at the moment, I would want to say this much, that it is a sign which is in line with what I felt on ground, the sentiment that was visible, that the connect that the people had with the narrative of National Conference and with the party of National Conference, the understanding of National Conference to connect with the people on the sentimental level and on the realistic level as well, made an atmosphere where one could safely say that National Conference has a clear advantage, and that's reflecting in the exit polls.
Okay. Since 2002 Assembly elections, no party actually in Jammu and Kashmir has got more than 28 seats. In 2002 Assembly election, NC was the single largest party with 28 seats. PDP was 16 seats, but they formed the government that time with the Congress. In 2008, National Conference won 28 seats and formed the government with Congress. And 2014, it was PDP which won 28 seats and BJP got 25 seats. And it's expected that this time, that since 1996 election, National Conference may win, if exit polls are any indication or the ground realities, may win highest number of seats. Ruhullah Sahab, are you surpassing your own expectations, or you are expecting that you could do better?
I would be surprised if we do not do better than 2002, and I would be surprised if National Conference falls short of what we expect to be a better result than, as you indicated, than the elections of 2002. And at this moment, it would be surprising also because this election was fought on the grounds which National Conference should and must have, and I think have commanded on the ground in terms of narrative, in terms of political language, in terms of actual expression of what needs to be expressed, and in terms of electorally creating that space for that dissent and that narrative that the people of Jammu and Kashmir felt for a long time was not allowed. Last two elections, including the parliament election that I contested, gave us an opportunity, one, to connect with the people, and then give a language to that sentiment which people wanted to express, the dissent that they wanted to express, both narrative-wise and in its roots. National Conference is the closest to the sentiment, to the actual, the atmosphere, the political atmosphere that we have. So National Conference should command the results in these elections.